Hello everybody, Mr. Lawver here. It's that time of year again, the time you've all been waiting for. It's scheduling time at Westlake High School. Once again, scheduling will be online this year to respect your time and your teacher's time in the classroom. So as the window opens here in the next couple of days, have conversations with your counselors, with your teachers, with your families obviously about what you would like to take next year. Have a plan, and then once the window opens, you can go in and register for your classes for next year. This is an administrative screen here. I'm going to go into a screen called Preview Student Registration Screen. I'm going to do that as if I were a rising sophomore. So if you are a current 9th grader going into 10th grade, this is the screen that you will see. You will log in as usual through the parent-student login portal. You'll see some navigation items over here on the left-hand side, and kind of the meat of the screen is here in the middle, where you have all your course groupings like English and math and social studies, all the way down to a couple of things unique to this year. First, new this year is the ability to directly request a study hall. So if you'd like a study hall on your schedule, you can request one this year. You don't have to, but you can. Lunch is also already scheduled for you, which is good because you need to eat. And you'll see that it doesn't count for any credits, but it will automatically be placed on your schedule. Down here at the bottom, it does note that you are required to select between 6 and 8 credits as a rising sophomore. That's a little bit different for rising seniors, but not much. And it will keep track of the number of hours you've registered for down here as well at the bottom of the screen as you do that. Up top, there is a quick note, a reminder about teacher recommendations that are required for honors, AP, and other courses that require recommendations as a prerequisite. Again, if you're looking to do that this year, take a class that requires a recommendation. Make sure you have that conversation early and often with your teachers so they can put that recommendation into PowerSchool so that you'll see that course pop up on your scheduling screen when you go to register for it and don't have any issues with that. If you're not recommended for a course, you can still take the course. Again, have a conversation with your family about your ability to balance your course load and your readiness to take perhaps a more challenging class or an upper level world language course. And under Forms and Documents on the Westlake High School webpage, there is a form called WHS Scheduling Risk/Course Override form. If you have any questions, ask your counselor or ask your assistant principal about that. On the right-hand side of the middle section here, you'll see pencil logos. That's how you access those screens, by clicking on those. If you see an exclamation point, that means those are mandatory and you must select courses in those areas. If there is a check mark, then you're either done selecting or it is optional for you to select things from there. So we're not going to force you to select English electives, but it's a good idea, especially as a rising sophomore or junior, to make sure that you're knocking out those graduation requirements in terms of electives to add up to 23 total credits, to get your practical and fine arts, your health and physical education, tech credit, etc. All those requirements you should be looking to knock out as you go along and tracking that as you go through your high school career. So let's just dive into it here. Let's go select some English classes. I will go into this screen. So this screen pops up. For 10 English. These are all your 10th grade selection possibilities. College Credit Plus, we'll let you check the box and sign up for it. Please make sure you've done a couple things for that. Please make sure you've attended the mandatory information night. You plan to have a letter of intent to participate by April 1st. You're making plans with your counselor to take the Accuplacer exam so that you can qualify to enroll at the college where you're going to be taking those courses. So English 1010 and 1020, for example, will either be offered here at the high school or at Tri-C. You need to make sure you qualify for that first and see your counselor if you have any questions. I'm going to keep things simple. You'll see I haven't been recommended here for English 10 honors, so they are grayed out and I'm not able to select those. I will select English 10 Semester 1 and English 10 Semester 2. The exclamation point turns to a check mark, and I will hit OK and I'll be good to go. Now, a couple of things PowerSchool does. First, you have to make sure you're selecting both Semester 1 and Semester 2 of the same class. Make sure you don't like mix and match classes like that. It'll let it go through, but it's not going to be right. So make sure you're selecting Semester 1, Semester 2 of the same class. Double check that everything's good and hit OK, and you'll see those 2 semester classes pop up on your scheduling sheet. And down below now shows that I'm requesting 1 credit hour of my between 6 and 8 required hours for next year. Let's go into math. Sometimes you'll see PowerSchool do some strange things. First of all, sometimes there are multiple screens. So under this screen, for example, there's screen 1 and screen 2. Sophomores could be taking any of these courses. So let's say I took geometry as a freshman, and now I'm moving into Algebra 2. Here's another little funky thing PowerSchool does. Just be careful. Algebra 2 Semester 2 is here. Algebra 2 Semester 1 is here. Not sure why it's doing that, but I'm selecting those 2 courses and not the 2 honors courses that are in between. Just double check that you're getting it right before you hit OK, and then double check that it's correct on your screen. There's my Algebra 2. Let's go down here to science. Let's say I took physical science last year. As a freshman, I'm going to sign up for biology. There's a little note feature this year that shows the prerequisite that you must have completed physical science in order to take biology. So that's a helpful little note to just remind you. And again, the exclamation points are turning to check marks over here on the side as I go along. Going to social studies here. This one has like 3 screens because there's so many electives that you can take in that department area. I'm going to keep it simple. Select American History Semester 1, American History Semester 2. Call it done. Let's put in a world language here. And I'm going to take French 1. And let's see how many credits I have so far. So I have 5 credit hours of my between 6 and 8. I need to remember to make sure I sign up for Health 10 as a sophomore. You need to sign up for Health during your sophomore year. And I will balance that out with Team and Recreation, Sports, and Fitness. Sign up for that. Now I could stop there. I've got 6 credit hours of between 6 and 8. I could go in here and request Study Hall Semester 1, Study Hall Semester 2. That's not going to count for a credit, so I have to remember that I'm requesting 6 hours, but really I have 7 classes on my schedule out of 8 periods. So if you request a study hall, count it in your mind as a class or as a credit hour that you're taking. So let's go in here and just pick some random electives here. Let's take accounting. That sounds like fun. And I will take Know Your Home and build some useful gadgets with Mr. Purdy. All right, so I'll take Know Your Home and accounting. That brings me up to 7 credit hours with a study hall. That'll fill 8 periods out of 8 periods, and I will be good to go. Now, when you go through this screen, remember, after you double check everything, and you're not going to see it on here because this is just a demonstration screen, but there will be a submit button on this screen. None of this will be saved unless you scroll down and hit submit and make sure that you have appropriately selected all of your courses. It will then be in the system. We'll then build class sections from there, load the schedule, hopefully in the early spring before spring break. And certainly by the time we come back from spring break, we may actually have a tentative master schedule built for the high school. Please make selections to your schedule that you are going to stick with. It is understood that after scheduling is complete, and certainly after June 1st, then unless the computer did something wrong, didn't give you, if there was a conflict or didn't give you a course that you had signed up for and you want to make changes, or you're overriding into a course, or you're taking College Credit Plus, or you're going to West Shore, only under those special circumstances are we going to make changes to the schedule. What you are selecting is what you are committing to taking in the fall. Please take this seriously. Have a conversation with your family about finding the appropriate amount of balance in your schedule. If you're going to be stressed out by the end of the first semester, don't load up with 6 or 7 AP courses. Have those conversations, because once schedules are done, it's understood that there aren't going to be any changes. If you have any questions, please see your counselor, see your friendly assistant principals down here in the office, and we will try to get you the answers that you need to make good decisions about your schedule for next year. Thanks, and enjoy.